What do you get when rhythm meets beauty and queerness takes center stage? TikTok in 2025 is overflowing with dance content, but these 5 gay dancers are turning movement into magnetism. They're not just following trends, they're setting them. With fluid bodies, fierce confidence, and choreography that feels more like seduction than steps, these creators have become viral sensations and queer icons, one sway at a time. From Broadway-level technique to raw, intimate self-expression, these men are proving that dance isn't just art. It's attraction, identity, and unapologetic presence. Which of these TikTok stars has you replaying videos late at night? Drop their name in the comments and type MOVE if you believe queer dancers are the real MVPs of 2025. Jan Ravnik, the Slovenian dance god who moves like he's made of music and queer fire. Some people dance to be seen. Jan Ravnik dances like the world needs to feel him. And in 2025, millions do. With sculpted lines, piercing blue eyes, and the kind of body control that turns choreography into seduction, this Slovenian dancer has become one of TikTok's most magnetic queer presences. Jan didn't rise through TikTok trends. He rose through discipline. Classically trained, with experience performing on international stages and working behind the scenes as a choreographer for global pop acts, Jan has always known how to move. But it was on TikTok where he found the freedom to move his way, sensually, powerfully, and unapologetically gay. In a world of 15-second dance trends, Jan brings full-bodied storytelling. His videos don't just show you technique, they make you feel something. A slow hip roll becomes a question. A sharp turn becomes a challenge. A lingering stare into the camera, that's not an accident. That's intent. Queer intent. From smooth contemporary to fierce heels choreo, Jan transitions between styles effortlessly. One moment he's channeling Broadway sophistication, the next he's dripping sweat in a sheer tank top, letting the music pulse through every inch of his frame. And his styling? Always a little too good, a little too polished, a little too flawlessly gay. Think tailored mesh nail polish that somehow matches the lighting, and a jawline sharp enough to be a storyline. But what truly sets Jan apart is his control. Not just physical, but emotional. His movement always carries narrative weight. He's not performing for applause, he's speaking with his body. And for LGBTQ+ fans across the globe, that kind of unspoken language is a gift. Jan is openly, proudly gay, and doesn't hold back in his content. Whether it's dancing shirtless with male partners, recreating queer-coded music videos, or duetting other gay creators with subtle chemistry that sets comments on fire, he knows exactly who's watching and what they want. But beyond the thirst, there's purpose. Jan speaks openly about queerness in dance, how it's historically been erased, how male dancers are often forced to masculinize or neutralize their movement to survive in commercial spaces. On TikTok, he's reclaiming that, one pointed toe and one perfectly timed body roll at a time. In 2025, Jan Ravnik isn't just a dancer, he's a visual language. He's the kind of presence that makes you pause your scroll, turn up the volume, and suddenly realize your heartbeat just synced with his movement. Think Jan's choreography speaks fluently in desire, precision, and gay excellence? Type rhythm in the comments if you've ever been hypnotized by one of his moves, or all of them. Vinny Balbo, the tattooed TikTok flirt who dances like he's texting you with his hips. Vinny Balbo doesn't ask for attention, he commands it. With sharp moves, a smirk that knows it's being watched, and an unmistakably queer vibe wrapped in East Coast swagger, he's become one of TikTok's most hypnotic gay dancers in 2025. You've probably seen him without knowing it. The sleeveless shirts, the tattoos, the perfectly timed transitions, the way he locks eyes with the camera like it's someone he's daring to kiss. Vinny doesn't just dance, he flirts. And that flirtation, it's the whole brand. But underneath that chaotic confidence is serious skill. Vinny's trained in hip-hop, contemporary, and heels, blending sharpness with fluidity in a way that feels aggressive and graceful all at once. His style says masculine, but his movements say, "You know I'm soft where it counts." Every beat drop is an opportunity to smirk. Every body roll feels like it's directed at you. And when he brings in other dancers, especially other men, the chemistry is so thick it practically sweats through the screen. Vinny doesn't tiptoe around his queerness. He leans in. His captions are cheeky, his comments chaotic, and his outfits toe the line between gym bro and underground club prince. Some days it's sweatpants and a tank top. Other days it's cropped mesh and eyeliner. And somehow it always works. What makes him stand out on TikTok, beyond the obvious thirst, is the rawness. His videos aren't overproduced. They're intentional but casual, like you caught him messing around in his bedroom. And somehow, he's the best dancer you've ever seen. He's also part of the growing wave of queer creators who blend performance with personality. One day, he's dropping a clean 8 count to a Doja Cat remix. The next, he's lip-syncing to Beyoncé while doing laundry in nothing but shorts. It's chaotic, it's queer, it's authentic, and fans eat it up. For LGBTQ+ followers, Vinny represents a kind of open queer masculinity that's still rare in dance media, especially on platforms like TikTok, where virality can often come with compromise. But Vinny, he makes no edits, no apologies. He shows up as he is, a little wild, a little soft, and completely magnetic. And when he duets with other gay dancers, the internet breaks. There's eye contact, there's tension, there's that split-second pause before a grind that makes you wonder if they practiced that, or if it was just real. In 2025, Vinny Balbo isn't just dancing for the algorithm. He's dancing for the gays, the queer gays, and every move is an invitation. Think Vinny's dancing feels like a crush and a confession all at once? Type electric in the comments if you've ever paused his video just to breathe for a second. Josh Killacky, the viral dance machine. With moves so sharp, they're practically flirting. Josh Killacky doesn't need lyrics to make your heart race. His choreography says everything. In 2025, he's not just one of TikTok's most watched dancers. He's a queer-coded cultural force whose movement lands somewhere between pop star precision and thirst trap performance art. Let's be clear, Josh is a machine. He's trained, he's ripped, he's dangerously on beat. But what makes him impossible to ignore, especially for the LGBTQ+ fandom, is the way he layers masculine athleticism with fluid sensuality. And the result? Pure fire. He first gained fame years ago through viral YouTube routines and commercial choreography, but on TikTok, he found his sweet spot. One shirtless wave of his arm, one heel slide into camera focus, and boom! Millions of views, thousands of edits, and comments like, "I've never questioned my orientation until now." Because here's the thing, Josh knows exactly what he's doing. The camera doesn't just catch him, he feeds it. He dances with direct eye contact. He smirks mid-combo. He tosses his hoodie halfway through a routine like a cliffhanger you need to finish. And when he collabs with other male dancers, that tension, it's cinematic. Josh doesn't publicly label his sexuality, but his performance energy is soaked in queer-coded cues, enough to make gay TikTok light up every time he posts. Whether he's hitting sharp hip-hop isolations, flowing through contemporary combos, or subtly grinding to a sensual beat, Josh brings a level of comfort in his body, and comfort in your gaze, that feels distinctly unhetero. And then there's the styling. Think sleeveless mesh, leather joggers, unbuttoned flannel over glistening abs, or full 90s crop top energy on a rooftop at sunset. He doesn't just dress to impress, he dresses to tempt. But what's most impressive isn't just the aesthetic, it's the discipline. Josh is precise. Every beat lands, every transition flows. His work is clean, practiced, and professional. But it never feels stale. He brings heat, and he brings heart. It's that balance between high-level technique and raw emotional physicality that makes him so compelling to queer fans. He performs masculinity without toxic hardness. He dances sexy without erasing softness. He lives in that space queer people understand deeply: performance and permission. For many LGBTQ+ viewers, especially those raised in dance spaces where queerness was hidden or stifled, watching Josh feels like the fantasy fulfilled. A beautiful, talented, masculine-presenting man who knows he's being watched and welcomes it. Has Josh's choreography ever left you wide-eyed, winded, or whispering, "What just happened?" Type control in the comments if you think his moves hit harder than words ever could. Noah J. Wood, the Prettyboy dancer who made TikTok queerer just by existing. There are TikTok dancers, and then there's Noah J. Wood, the boy who made everyone pause their scroll with one look, one body roll, and one question in their head. Is he? In 2025, Noah is more than just a pretty face. He's a TikTok phenomenon with millions of followers, a dancer whose moves are so clean, so controlled, and so charged that queer fans everywhere have declared him gay-coded, whether he says it or not. Let's start with the obvious. Noah is beautiful, ridiculously so. Smooth skin, perfectly tousled hair, pouty lips, and cheekbones sculpted by the TikTok gods. He looks like every soft boy fanfic come to life. But it's not just the face, it's how he uses it. Every glance into the camera feels intimate. Every smirk feels deliberate. And when he dances, it's not just steps, it's seduction. Noah is classically trained but platform native, meaning his technique is tight, but his instinct is pure TikTok. He knows how to hit a beat. He knows how to hold a moment. He knows exactly how long to pause mid-transition just to let you feel the tension. And let's be honest, he knows exactly who's watching. He's shirtless often. He wears crop tops sometimes. He paints his nails here and there. He's posted videos dancing in heels, lip-syncing to queer anthems, and posing with male dancers in ways that feel just close enough to spark speculation. And yet, he hasn't said a word about labels. That's the charm and the chaos. Because Noah exists in that beautiful, maddening, queer-coded space where fans read between the lines, search the comment sections, and dissect every camera tilt for clues. And whether intentional or not, it's working. Queer TikTok loves him. Edits of him set to Troye Sivan songs flood FYPs weekly. His face has become a canvas for queer longing and aesthetic projection. But Noah's not just a thirst trap. He's an artist. His choreography mixes contemporary with commercial, sharp, expressive, and visually addictive. He doesn't overdo it. He doesn't need to. Even a simple sway from him feels cinematic, like he's dancing for you, with you, or sometimes at you. And while his sexuality remains private, his impact doesn't. For many young LGBTQ+ viewers, Noah represents a new kind of visibility, one where a boy doesn't have to say he's queer for queer people to see themselves in him. His presence expands the space. His softness redefines strength. His beauty blurs every line. Noah J. Wood might never come out. He doesn't have to. He's already in it. The center of the queer gaze, the favorite of queer fandom, the boy who made TikTok a little queerer just by moving. Think Noah's every glance feels like a question you're dying to answer? Type he knows in the comments if his dancing has ever made you feel seen or slightly scandalized. Tyler Gaca, the tender TikTok star who dances like he's reclaiming joy in real time. Tyler Gaca isn't just a dancer, he's an emotion in motion. While TikTok is full of sharp cuts and sharp moves, Tyler brings something different: softness, authenticity, and a kind of queer joy that feels like both celebration and rebellion. Known online as Ghost Honey, Tyler became internet famous for his whimsical, cozy, and deeply queer content, a mix of humor, personal reflection, and magical chaos. But in 2025, his dance videos have become their own language, a way to express everything words can't quite hold. Tyler doesn't dance to impress, he dances to feel, and that intention pulses through every frame. His movements aren't always flashy, but they're unforgettable. He blends expressive modern styles with moments of free-form improvisation, like he's letting the music move through his body, unfiltered. One hand in the air, one barefoot step on a hardwood floor, one vulnerable look into the lens. Suddenly, the algorithm feels more like a poem. And for LGBTQ+ fans, that kind of vulnerability is magnetic, because it's not performative. It's shared. Watching Tyler dance feels less like scrolling and more like entering a sacred space, a queer space, a safe space. He's not here to seduce, he's here to connect. Tyler's style leans toward the ethereal. Oversized sweaters, flowing fabrics, subtle makeup, earthy tones. His hair is usually messy in the most intentional way. His background? A bedroom, a garden, a kitchen where you can see the teacup still steaming in the background. It's cozy, intimate, real. And it's that realness that makes his dancing land so hard. In a world where many queer creators still feel pressured to be loud, sexy, or sarcastic to survive, Tyler dares to be gentle. And in doing so, he redefines what queer power looks like. He often pairs his dances with soft audio, indie tracks, spoken word poetry, ambient instrumentals. His captions read like diary entries. His comments are flooded with followers saying, "This made me cry," "I feel safe here," or "I didn't realize I needed this." He doesn't shy away from the emotional side of queer life. He embraces it. He honors it. He moves through it. And in 2025, with so many LGBTQ+ people searching for joy that isn't performative, but personal, Tyler's presence on TikTok is revolutionary in its quietness. He reminds us that queer expression doesn't have to be sharp to cut deep. Sometimes it's soft, sometimes it's silly, sometimes it's still, but it's always powerful. Has Tyler ever made you feel held just by moving his hands through the air? Type SOFTSPELL in the comments if his dancing ever felt like a safe place to land. In a world of quick trends and short attention spans, these 5 gay dancers are turning movement into something lasting. They're not just going viral. They're showing us what queer power looks like when it's in motion. From soft storytelling to full-blown seduction, they've each carved out space where dance becomes expression, identity, and liberation, all in under 60 seconds. Which of these artists made you pause, replay, or maybe rethink everything you thought you knew about dance and desire? Drop their name below and type floor if you believe queer dancers deserve center stage, always. Don't forget to subscribe to Rainbow Spotlight for more fierce, fabulous, and unforgettable LGBTQ+ stories every week.